Hi guys, and welcome to part 36 of Skyrim Mod Sanctuary. And in this video I'm going to be covering Project Reality Climates of Tamriel. Now, Climates of Tamriel is not the first Project Reality that I have tried or reviewed. There was a version for Fallout New Vegas which appeared in two of my videos, one pretty much devoted to that mod, and the other video was about turning the wasteland into a sort of Arctic wasteland, and you should check that video out. That's one of my best videos, I think. However, because I had to replace the music for the German audience, it's best if you go and watch it on the Nexus page. You can download it there. But there is also a Fallout 3 version of this mod, and I have just covered that in one of the videos I've just done for Fallout 3. And both of those versions of Project Reality are brilliant, and basically are probably my favourite weather mods for those two games. So I was pretty excited about Project Reality for Skyrim, but it actually arrived without much fanfare, and the reason for that was the mod author started the page like a month before he actually made it public. He was adding things to it, working on it, etc., so it never hit the latest files section, and therefore when it started getting votes and endorsements, it didn't reach the hot file section. So it lost a little coverage there, which is unfortunate because this mod, I can tell you now in advance, I love this mod. Now, it is a weather mod, so of course it adds a lot of weather systems. In fact, it adds 506 unique weather systems to the game, and it also changes the sort of the lighting, how the light feels. So, for example, if you've been using the ultra realistic world lighting mod, that has a very saturated, warm look to it. Colours are a little bit more vibrant, whereas this mod is the opposite in many ways. The light is slightly bleached and a little sharper. Contrast seems to stand out a little bit more, but the air looks a tiny bit chillier, a tiny bit harsher. Far more realistic, actually. For someone, take it from someone who's actually living in a Nordic country, I find the lighting and the weather in this mod to be far more recognizable. Now, of course, it's not all about realism. This mod is actually a mod that really makes the visuals a lot better. The skies are so much more interesting. The cloud textures are very high quality. There are very different conditions depending on where you are in Skyrim. So, for example, if you're in the swampy area with a little bit of mist, he's really emphasized the mist. It gives it a very damp feeling and a slightly mystical feeling, which is really nice. I mean, I love walking around in those misty swamps. When you go up into the mountain areas, if the sky is clear and the sun is shining, you definitely get that feeling of going skiing in Easter. If you're from a Nordic country, you'll know that feeling. The air feels a little chillier. Which is really nice, gives it a nice edge. The rain is quite varied. You can get a little drizzle, feels a bit depressing, a little wet, and then you get full-blown storms, and those storms are pretty incredible. The lightning is really intense. This is not the sort of little atmospheric lighting that, you know, you could walk around in and think, oh, that's nice. Lightning starts striking and you just get this urge to get inside. I mean, it really is. You can't hear anything around you. It also has a sort of a very spectacular sun glare. It's not hugely realistic, it's very stylized, so you have to decide for yourself whether you like that, but I think it's kind of cool. It's a matter of personal taste on that one. However, of course, you can always replace sun glares if you choose to. Now, of course, with a mod like this, you're going to want to know what the nights are like. And they're really nice, but they do get very dark. There seems to be quite a lot of variety as you go from sort of early evening to midnight. So in the sort of 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock period, you can still see very clearly, although it looks darker and looks a lot nicer than the vanilla game. For some reason, the visibility is still pretty good because, again, like I said, the game seems to enhance contrast, even though it reduces the saturation on colours. So you really do get to see very clearly. But as it gets later and later, it does get very dark. You are going to need a light source. However, when you take a light source out, again, possibly because of the contrast effect, you can see very, very well. Now, dark nights for me are a little bit of a problem because, of course, I record all of my gaming and I put it out as Let's Play videos. And at night time, sometimes it's very fun to play, but it might not be as fun to watch someone play while it's dark. So I would like there to be a slightly brighter version at night. And if you just don't like dark nights and you want that, don't worry. It looks like the mod author is creating that. It says on the front page that there will be a brighter nights version. And he is working on a Dungeons and Interiors version of this mod. I'm hoping that's going to be a separate file so that you can choose to have it, because again, I'm not totally sure whether it will work for if you're doing videos inside, but if it's as good as the nighttime outside, it's probably going to be pretty incredible to use if you're playing, sneaking around dungeons, etc. So keep your eye out for that. But all round, this is a very impressive mod, which is no surprise to me having used his previous work. It's going to make Tamriel, well, Skyrim seem a lot more beautiful than the vanilla game. It's going to seem a little harsher, a little cooler at times. You're going to see some incredible sunsets. You're going to see a lot of interesting weather, and like I've said, those thunderstorms definitely going to get your attention. This is a mod that's well worth checking out. You cannot do it justice just by showing a video of it. You need to play it and feel it. It really is as simple as that. Whether it's because of the sounds, the overall visuals, I have no idea, but I cannot do this justice just by showing you some shots here. And before any of you start asking which is the best lighting mod, don't bother. They're all good, they're all great, and they're all different. It's all a matter of personal taste, and in fact sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes I like to change lighting mods just for the difference. Each lighting mod brings something completely different to Skyrim, and that difference can mean a little extra spark for a while. So try it. Try rotating this one into your load order. See how you like it. It's really well done, really worth trying, and hopefully very soon we're going to get a lighter nights version. So if that's something that puts you off, hopefully that will be fixed too. Give this mod a try. I highly recommend it. Installing Climates of Tamriel is pretty simple, as you would expect. The file section actually currently has two versions, a manual installation and a Nexus Mod Manager installation. If you want to do the manual installation, that's up to you. Follow the instructions. I recommend the NMM installation. So click Download with Manager, and once it's downloaded, select it in your mod list and activate it. It's pretty simple. The load order doesn't seem to matter at the moment, so I'm leaving it here where Boss suggested, which is just above Winterhold Destruction ESM for me. I, at the moment, don't think it matters, although as a general rule of thumb, I normally put weather or lighting mods fairly low as possible. However, I have no reason to move this whatsoever. And that's it. Project Reality Climates of Tamriel is installed. And as usual, I'm going to finish with some screenshots that you guys have made. If you want to post screenshots for me to put in these videos, you can follow the link I'll put down below to my Skyrim Mod Sanctuary Nexus page and post the images there. You're more than welcome to do that, and I will try and post as many as I can each episode. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. If it was, please click the like button. I always appreciate that. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next video, whatever that is. And until then, as always, have fun.